Hi, my name is Christina Oss LaBang, and this is Paola, my friend that we've traveled all over and made this book called ANDEANsolrocks. Today we're trying to help people to learn how to play this game. When we first play it, there's something called the first intention. There's only a couple of ways to play this game. This is the first way. Paola takes the rocks. She's got 22 of them in her hands, and one drops out. When one drops out, it's called the first intention. And you would turn to the page in the book that that stone comes from. You'll see. The first intention is for you to think about a thought or an intent or a question that you have of the universe, something that you want to ask. Should I go to this meeting and meet this man? How should I be? And the first intention would answer with the symbol and the intention for that stone. She pulled the first intention. What was the first intention that she pulled? Divinity. Okay, she pulled divinity. And divinity is on page 43. And she opens it up and she's reading about the quotes and how they pertain to the footprint and how they pertain to divinity in your life. And Tiwanaku is the place that is dedicated to Huaracha, the supreme god of the Andes, and also Rachi Temple in Peru. So she's reading the first intention on page 44 for divinity. And what it talks about is, her first one is that she's just taken another step to a life worth living by receiving this stone message. And she reads it, and how do you do that? How do you find out what the universe wants from you? And the answer is, it's a call to love. And so this will show you, this would be her answer to whatever question she asked, the first intention. For her, it was divinity on page 44. In Peru, there is a culture that talks about how the whole being of a human body, the person, the being of who we are, is made up into three parts. There's the lower part, the underworld, the place of transformation and rebirth. There's the middle world, which is the place of being physical, everything that's physical, the cells, what you touch, what you see, everything that's physical in your world. And then there's the spiritual world. So when you're playing these stones, we play them back and forth. They pick up your energy, and when they drop, you place them, the first one to drop on the bottom, which would be your underworld, place of change, transformation. The middle one would drop, and it would be the place of the physical world where everything happens. It's also a place of action, what you would be doing. And the third one to drop is the spiritual, the one that's on the top. So the bottom one is underworld, the middle one is your physical world, and the third one on top is your spiritual world. The first one she dropped is Puma in the underworld. So she looks it up in the book, and she finds out that Puma is on page, let me see, where did she get? Puma's on page 59. So when you're reading these three, just remember that they're all pertaining to you today. You can play this game as often as you want, but when you play it, what you're trying to do is get a reading on who you are today. What do you feel like? What are your intentions today? How is your spirit inside? Have you been paying attention to different things? So today she's reading Puma. She would open the page to 59, and she'd read the first quote. With courage you will dare to take risks, have the strength to be compassionate, and the wisdom to be humble. Courage is the foundation of integrity. She changes and she goes to the underworld, and the underworld is, she's showing you in the book, it's the last one on the page of 61, Underworld. And she's reading it, and it's talking to her about Puma and courage come to you today because your fears are plaguing you. You have become blind to the essence of who you are. Journey deep into your heart and dwell there. It may feel scary and dark, but the source of life is pulsating within you, beating the cadence of bravery. Walk with stealth, camouflaged to your surroundings, and be invisible to the enemy. And it continues, and she reads it, and she understands that this is who she is today. She's learning about herself, and that maybe she needs courage to be able to face some of her fears today. The middle one that she drew was portals. It's doorways. It's on page 91. And she reads the quote, and the quote is, "The best way out is always through." And the second quote is by Robert Collier, "You can do anything you think you can. This knowledge is literally the gift of the gods. For through it you can solve every human problem. It should make you an incurable optimist. It is the open door." So she's gone to doorways, and this is the part that's talking about her physical life. She's in Copacabana. This is where we're talking about, there's this beautiful, it's called Intihuatana, and it's in Quesanani Mountain, which is behind the city of Copacabana. And it was a beautiful place of a solar opening into the universe. And so she goes to the middle of that page, and that would be on page 93, and she's found that physical world. So she knows today, physically, her body's changing. She's not the child that she once was, and yet the child still lives within her. The portals are asking you to enter into a new physical being. Perhaps you are noticing the attention your body needs to remain healthy. Imagine your physical being the way you would like it to feel, and then look for openings to bring that image into reality. Challenge yourself to walk into this entryway to your life, creating many open doors for growth. This stone symbol of doorways is suggesting for you to see your life change, shift, and walk through to something new, foreign, challenging, satisfying, complete. Say yes and proceed forward. Teaching her yes, have a more positive outlook. Challenge yourself. Doorways are always there for her to walk through. Just have to see them. And then the last one she put was in for her spiritual world. And it was, I'm looking to see what she has. Oh, it's joy. It's the sun. So she goes to the page. Let's see what page sun is on. 51. And she's reading the quote. The quote from Henry Ward Beecher is, "The sun does not shine for a few trees and flowers, but for the whole wide world's joy." And the sun represents joy, and it talks about, the book talks about Isla del Sol, which is located in Lake Titicaca in Bolivia, and it's the island of the sun. And so she turns the page, and she gets to page 53, and she finds the spiritual world for the stone of the sun. And she's reading number 3, spiritual world. "Receiving the stone message regarding joy is no coincidence for you. Lately you have been in the dark, trying to find your way. This is the light that has been turned on in your soul. It will light your way to finding joy in your life. Even when everything looks like chaos and struggle, you will lean back and remember that you are a being of light, and to light you will return." And it goes on, telling her to shine. And what this has done today is that when she played the three rocks all at one time, she had her underworld of transformation, the middle world of courage and the physical, and the spiritual world of the spirit and messengers. And so that was Paola today, and that's kind of an idea on how to play these stones. Sometimes a fourth stone drops out, and it is called the magic stone of the future. It didn't happen with Paola today, but like 80% of the time this fourth stone will drop out when you're putting it into a bag, or you're just playing it at the very end of the spirit world, and then the next one drops out, and it's the magic fourth stone. And that one would be where you would just look in the book for the last page of that stone, and it would talk to you about what your future is like pertaining to that one stone. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this game, because this game is more than just a game. It's a game about light and love and creativity and a new pathway in the world. Thank you. Pachamama blessings from Paola and I, Christina.